So what I'm going to start working on is this gas filler hole right here, aka the gas hole. And when I've got us a piece of cardboard, I set down. I have no idea where I put it. Okay, so it's off of a Coca-Cola 12-pack. And what I'm planning on doing is I put this in here. Push that up against right there, and then I can trace that out and create a template for a piece of metal that's going to go in there and it's going to fill that. I'm never putting the gas tank back in here ever again. My buddy's truck, I drove it around and he even put a new filler neck on it. He cleaned up the interior. It still stinks in there and I don't want to deal with it. And I knew that it was something that I didn't want anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and make the decision to do it now. So I haven't decided how I'm going to run a tank. I haven't decided what I'm going to do temporarily. If you have any ideas or links for tanks, by all means, let me know. But in the meantime, I'm going to get this filled up. Biggest concern that I have with this is that it's a compound curve. Not only is it bend down this way, but it also has a bend that comes off the back here too. And I would have taken it from the other cab that would have been on that side, but it's not a mirror. Or it's not the same. It's a mirrored image of what that one was, and so it wasn't going to do me any good. So before the other cab left and I got rid of it, I managed to get some sheet metal from it. So over here on the old tires, I managed to grab myself, I've got a nice decent sized panel, and I've got the smaller panel here. And I think I can clean that up, and I think that'll make for a good piece to use to fill in that cab using all original. Clean this up on the wire wheel and got a little tiny bend to it. I was actually able to just take it and kind of manhandle it. I mansplained it into shape. Anyway, it's just a little bend. It's not very much. Hopefully it's not too much. I've got body hammers. Now it's just a matter of getting this thing to fit. So I'm going to have to kind of take down the edges ever so slightly. It's just a little too big right now. And when I start welding this in, it will expand and it'll buckle. So I need to make sure that I've got about a 1/16 of an inch gap on it, which means that I'm about that far too big. Otherwise, that looks super trick. Check it out. Throw some tape on there. A little band-aid. I don't even know. Let me see here. So I actually got that. I need to bend it just a little bit more, but it's pretty darn close. I can get it to fit in there, and then I'll start beating it down. But I think that's going to work. Super cool. Alright, so taking down the edges and trimming it and cleaning it up, back and forth and back and forth. I've got something that fits in there nicely. Got a little bit of room for movement and expansion as I start welding it in. And it's just a matter of kind of figuring out the best place for it to go. Next thing I need to do is knock off all the paint on here. freaking hot is this? Dang, it's blowing right through it. Alright, so I just throw a spot, let it cool, throw another spot, let it cool, throw another spot, let it cool. I'm just kind of bouncing around, same thing as I've done with everything else. It's kind of warm. It's a tight little area. And then I'm taking the wire wheel and I'm just kind of cleaning this up so I can see where it was. Rule of thumb that I've always used with sheet metal is if you can't touch it with your bare hands, it's too hot. So I can touch that with my bare hand. Fill that out. I don't know what it's going to look like yet. Had a little blow through right there and right there. I had to turn the welder down even more. Right now, I think I'm pretty much at the minimum setting. I don't think I can get any lower than this. I think I got the last of these welds, at least the first set. I grind through this, likely to find a pinhole somewhere. Sharp metal here, and the wire broke off. Otherwise, looking at it, pretty darn close to what I want. I'm not an expert at this, so if I get it close enough, there is a body line that runs right through here, and I've got the bend that runs right through that area, so the body line curves around, so it'd be minimal filler work, I think. And I'm gonna knock these proud welds down. It looks horrible, but as such it is welding sheet metal. I'm gonna knock that down and see what I get. Sometimes doing this with a cutoff disc works, sometimes it doesn't. All right, so I'm going to show you. I've got this ground down. It's still just a little high, and I'm going to get a flat disc. And one thing, I don't know if this is the right way or the wrong way, but it's what I've done and it works. Is you see how this, well, you can't actually see it, and it looks super, super close. I'm going to try to get that down. But if I have to, I want this metal to be at the same height as this metal, obviously. But if I have to err, I like to err that this one's just a little bit lower. It's easier just to skim coat the filler. But that's really, really close. I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to get the flap disc out. I'm going to clean up the rest of that weld and see what this looks like. Okay, so I'm very happy with that. That came out really nice. It's nice and smooth. Got a little high spot right on here on the weld, and it is not even as thick as my fingernail. But I do have a little pinhole right there. I'm going to go ahead and fill that pinhole in. I'm going to knock down these other edges. I think that for the most part, just a skim coat of body filler on that, and that's going to show. It's going to smooth out real nice. All right, so check this out. So I stripped the paint in this area. That's why it's nice and shiny. Of course, you can see where the welds are, and like I said, that little plate is deeper down ever so slightly. Now, a skim coat's going to fix that, so I'm not worried about that. But check this out right here. There's a little dent in it where the bed at some point had come and hit the back of the cab. I didn't even know that was there. So while I'm in here, I'm going to go ahead and skim coat just this whole little corner right here and block it, and see how pretty I can get this section to look. I use this Evercoat, the Z-Grip. It's a professional grade. I've had really good luck with it. Been using it for a while. It's real lightweight. It sands really, really nice. Feathers in, and it's very easy to use. It's the same stuff that I used on the dash when I filled the dash in. So I let this set up for a few minutes, so now I can hit it with a sander and knock it down and see how close I can get it, and then block it in. So that's where I'm at with it. It's extremely smooth. Hopefully it's perfect. This one wasn't too deep. I was going to use a dent puller and pull it, but it wasn't too deep, so I was able to fill it in easily. And got that nice and smooth. So that's what I've got. So like I said, I'm just going to keep working at it. I'm going to keep pushing out videos. Hey, this is where I'm at. I got the, I did get the gaskets. I got the gaskets for inside here. For the windshield wipers. So I got that so I can get all that stuff in place whenever I go to finish up the cab. So what I'm working on right now is obviously filling in these seams and fixing the crack. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna seal the whole interior off so I can paint the exterior. So I'm just doing all the body work that I can on the exterior. Not sure what the next video is. I have the engine is off right now. And it's at a friend's house where I'm going to be able to get it. He's got all of the tools that I don't have to do everything that we need to do on the engine in case something needs to happen. But I may be looking at a complete rebuild right now versus just sealing it. I don't know where I'm at with that, but that's where I'm at for right now. So next time something changes on here, I will let you guys know. Appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching.